Hi, my name's Rabbi Johnny Hughes. I'm the Associate Rabbi at Hendon United Synagogue and also the Tribe JFS Coordinator. Another question I've been asked is, why do we Jews say LChaim before we take an alcoholic drink? Well, this is a subject close to my heart. At one time, in the very rare occasions when the Sanhedrin, the great Supreme Court in Jerusalem, back at the time of the temple, would execute a condemned person, which was very rare, they would actually try and make the execution less painful for the condemned, and they would actually give him wine to dull his senses as a merciful act to help him cope with that very terrifying situation. So, as a countermeasure, we say before imbibing the good stuff, LChaim, that this drink should not be for execution or death as it was, but it should be for life and propel us forward with an oomph, with a passion and a zeal and an alacrity for life. The Talmud gives us another reason. The Tanna, the famous sage Rebbe Akiva, made a feast for his son and served wine. The Talmud tells us that when he brought the wine to the table, he said, wine and life, yayin and chayim, should be unto the mouths of the sages and unto the mouths of their disciples. The Marsha, Rabbi Shmuel Eliezer Edels, actually explains this piece of Talmud, saying that Rabbi Akiva was telling the rabbis that they should enjoy the alcohol he was serving them, the wine, but not that they should have too much. They should have the correct amount. It should be upon the mouths of the sages so that it would not be disproportionate. Everything is used in the right way, but something can be abused. So alcohol in the right, moderate level can be beneficial. Too much, disastrous. The Talmud gives us another reason, I believe, as to why we say LChaim, which is to console mourners. What's this all about? Wine was traditionally given to mourners at the time of their grief to console them. So therefore we bless each other when we make a LChaim. We're saying that this drinking should be celebratory. It should not be to help us through intense sadness. This drink should be for a positive purpose and for rejoicing and not for sadness. There are two episodes in Genesis which also allude to this LChaim business. Noah planted a vineyard and he made wine from the grapes, and after leaving the ark, we're told by the Torah that he became intoxicated on that wine. His son Ham and his grandson Canaan mistreated him when he was intoxicated, and as a result Noah cursed Canaan and damage was brought into the world through that curse. So when we drink wine or another alcoholic beverage, we say for life, LChaim, and not for harm. And at the very start of human history, in the Garden of Eden, when Adam took of the fruit given to him by his wife, he was punished with mortality. Death came into the world. According to some opinions, what he ate was a grape, which is the source of one of the most famous alcoholic beverages, wine. Because the source of wine was actually perverted in that way and brought death into the world, when we now imbibe of it, we say LChaim. This should be for life and not for death. But even us rabbis like a drink. But when we say LChaim, we should remember that we should also say LChaim before we say the blessing on the drink itself. So that's because the LChaim acts as an interposition, as a blockade between the blessing and the drinking. So when we say LChaim, we should say it before we say the blessing. Thus, LChaim, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam She'Hakol Neh B'Dvaroi. Actually from a beer with the authorization of the London Beth Din. What could be better?